Honestly, you guys, I've been wearing these so much lately. I feel like my entire style just revolves around these two clothing pieces. Hey guys, so I'm back with a favorites video. I'm slowly working through my list of most requested videos because I asked you guys what videos you wanted to see over on my Instagram stories pretty recently. I also feel that I'm just on this old school YouTube video kick right now. You know, like my what's in my bag video. I've just been really enjoying that kind of comforting, nostalgic vibe right now. Let me know if you guys agree. Everything will be linked in the description box below. Also be sure to check out my Depop, a whole bunch of new things have been added, and also my Instagram because I've been posting to my stories a lot more lately, and that's about it. So let's get into the favorites. I'm going to kick off beauty and skincare favorites with the most important step of my morning skincare routine, which is sunscreen, and I have two to talk about. The first one is my Supergoop Zinc Screen 100% Mineral Lotion in SPF 40. It has the most beautiful sheer warm tint that is so flattering for my skin tone. Now, when it comes to tinted sunscreens, normally I would avoid because I like to continue my sunscreen down my neck, and I wouldn't apply anything tinted on my neck because it would transfer to my clothing. But I use a different sunscreen to my neck that I do for my face for this reason. So this is my favorite, or one of my favorite face sunscreens. If you have sensitive skin, 100% zinc or mineral physical lotions, whatever you want to call it, are definitely the best for that. The only thing that I don't like about this sunscreen is that it's so expensive. I don't use this every single day because it's my special one. It's also quite hard to get. You can, if you're in Australia, you can get this on Revolve, but it's often sold out. Probably a lot easier to get this in the United States. My second sunscreen favorite is my Ultraviolet Supreme Screen Hydrating Facial Sunscreen in SPF 50+, UVA and UVB broad spectrum. I love the Ultraviolet brand. I highly recommend it. I don't know the availability of Ultraviolet in other countries. It's an Australian brand, which is also why I love it, because I'll just read it right off the back. Formulated and created in the toughest place to get a sunscreen approved, Australia. The first sunscreen I tried by them was their mineral sunscreen. It has the purple cap. I'll insert a photo right here. And I really like that because it was, again, a zinc sunscreen, but that one was just a little bit too thick to apply for me, and I found that it kind of made dry patches on my skin a little bit more obvious. So then I switched to this one, and it's not a mineral sunscreen, but it is still going to do the job. Beautiful texture, easy to apply, very subtle tint, blends in just so nice, and it's very hydrating. I didn't like the scent at first. It was very sort of synthetic, almost like chemical-like. I'm very sensitive to smell, so most people probably wouldn't notice this, but I just completely got used to it. Like, I don't even notice it anymore. So that's kind of interesting. But yes, huge fan of the Ultraviolet brand. I can't recommend them enough. Let's talk about cream blushes, which is my next beauty favorite. I have completely converted to using cream blush exclusively. Goodbye my days of powder blush. I am literally obsessed, you guys, seriously. So the ones I have to talk about, it's the Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blushes. I have two at the moment in the shades Petal Poppin' and Rosé Latte. Rosé Latte? What? Latte. Rosé Latte, not Rosé Latte. Okay. My favorite of the two would have to be the Rosé Latte. It's this beautiful, kind of like a warm brownie brick shade, you could say, but it's so pretty, especially when I have a bit of a tan, fake tan specifically. So I do tend to wear it more in summer. So yeah, I haven't been using it lately. I feel like I've also been kind of saving it because this is my favorite of the shades. And then Petal Poppin' is also very pretty. I've been using this one the most because, again, I've been like saving this one, but it's still really pretty. I would definitely repurchase this shade as well. But it's a really pretty shade of pink that blends in, looks very natural on the skin, because I'm all about the very natural looking shades, so it looks like a completely natural flush, you know? You guys might remember my vintage inspired Get Ready With Me video. I will link it above if you haven't seen it. Definitely check it out. I put a lot of work into that video. But in that video, I used this Besame Invisible Dusting Powder in the shade Baggy from the Marvel Agent Carter 1946 collection. It has the most beautiful packaging, like a lot of products from this brand. So gorgeous. I've talked about them like a bunch of times before. Whenever I buy limited edition or like special makeup products like this that come in cute packaging, I tend to hoard them, but I was finally like, no, I have to stop hoarding this. I'm gonna freaking use this powder. And I'm really glad I did, because I've discovered it's pretty much my absolute favorite setting powder now. It's got like a very slight tint to it, which is perfect for my skin tone. I think it looks way better than the plain like white colorless powder I was using before, because personally I feel that even though the white translucent powders are colorless, they still, I don't know, like at least for me, they still add a little bit of extra paleness to my skin. The good news is that even though this packaging is discontinued, these are refillable and they still sell this shade of powder that you can order as a refill. So I'm so thrilled that I can refill this powder. My previous favorite brow gel was the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brows, but I wanted to find an alternative because the Charlotte Tilbury is pretty expensive and I go through them quite quickly. They're also not super accessible. I mean, like I can order it online, but it's like the shipping's kind of expensive unless I order a lot. So I did some research and I came across the Nude by Nature Precision Brow Mascara. The reason I chose this one was because it has a really tiny little spoolie, just like the Charlotte Tilbury one does. It's actually surprisingly hard to find brow gels that have the really small, skinny spoolie. It's almost exactly like the Charlotte Tilbury one in that sense. It's a bit thicker in formula, I would say, and the color is nicer. It's not as kind of like yellowy blonde as the Charlotte Tilbury one. This one is more of a taupe shade of blonde, which I think is way more flattering for me. So I'm really excited about finding this. For fashion favorites, the first one, you guys know I had to talk about my Dakota 501 baggy jeans. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have been wearing these to death. They are so soft and comfortable and high quality. The waist is super high, a nice amount of bagginess, and the leg is actually long enough for me because I'm quite tall. It's exactly what I've been looking for in a baggy jean. I'm so glad I chose to keep both colors of these. I tried on 3 colors. You can see all of the try on in this vlog above. I will link it right here. I just love these jeans, highly recommend. Of course, I will link them below and also what sizes I got. My next fashion favorite are my oversized zip hoodies. I feel like I've kind of converted from sweatshirts to zip hoodies. I think something about the freedom of being able to easily take them on and off without having to pull them over your head is just really nice, but I still love my sweatshirts, of course. And these have the brushed, soft, fleecy interiors. You guys know I've got one in gray and then cream. Love them both. I will say the gray, of course, gets the most wear. The thing with oversized zip hoodies is that a lot of different brands do them. So you can find them in different places. You can just get a men's one and size up, or I think other brands actually make them oversized and long line. So I'll link a few different options and colors and things in the description below. These have just been a huge staple for me, comfy and cozy, and I love to wear them with my baggy jeans, of course, for a baggy on baggy vibe. Honestly, you guys, I've been wearing these so much lately that I feel like my entire style just revolves around these 2 clothing pieces. And here is my next fashion favorite. It's right here. I'm wearing it right now. It's my handmade necklace. Yes, you know, the kid core necklace trend is still thriving, and yep, I hopped right on it. I just found this to be a really fun and relaxing hobby. I've talked about it in previous vlogs, and if I can find like a fun, relaxing hobby that is like screen free, I love it. Even though there's a bunch of these on the market, none of them was still exactly the style that I wanted. So I made it myself. I have 1 TV show and 1 movie to talk about. And the TV show, you guys, I'm totally obsessed. You guys have mentioned in comments of my videos if I watch this show and that I should watch it, and I finally did. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I'm totally obsessed. Can't wait for the next season. It's set in the late 1950s to early 1960s, so you can bet the set design, costume, all that stuff, absolutely stunning, so gorgeous, right up my alley. If you love vintage style, oh my gosh, you have to watch it. It's about a young woman, Midge Maisel, who goes on a journey to become a comedian in a very male-dominated industry that it was at the time, which I guess it still is now, but definitely a lot more back in the time period that it's set. And it's a really fast-paced drama, lots of like fast dialogue, which is very reminiscent of Gilmore Girls, because this show is created by Amy Sherman Palladino, who created Gilmore Girls. Completely different vibe to Gilmore Girls, though still, like I wouldn't have even known it was the same creator unless I saw it in the credits. So if you have any similar interests to me, I highly recommend this show. Go and watch it, and I'm sure you'll love it. And if you already watched the show, let's just chat in the comments, like leave some quotes and things from the show and stuff. So we can talk about it together. This year has not been great in the way of movies, and I don't know if that's just because of Miss Rona or what the dealio is there, but I haven't really seen a lot of like amazing movies. I really loved Soul. That was really good. I saw that a few months ago, and I wanted to talk about something I'd seen more recently. So I'm going to talk about a horror movie, because I know you guys love when I talk about horror movies, and I love talking about them. It's Ready or Not. It's been out for a while, but I never saw it because I feel like the way it was marketed, I don't know, it just didn't really interest me. It's about a young woman who marries into a very wealthy family. They also have some unusual traditions, and after the wedding ceremony, she has to participate in this game, and it's like completely compulsory. It's like a thing they do after every time someone new marries into the family, and things just go from there. Definitely recommend this movie. And also, if you guys have any horror movie recommendations, please leave them in the comments below. I'm seriously deprived of good horror movies lately. Like, I know they're pretty rare to come by anyway. They don't have to be amazing, just something worth watching. I'm so excited to talk about tasty treats now, because I've got some really good ones. Like, I usually have a lot of favorite tasty treats, but I narrowed it down to the best. First, I have these Love Raw cream-filled wafer bars. These are like vegan Kinder Bueno. I was a huge fan of Kinder Bueno, and these are exactly like that. Delicious. Oh my gosh, these guys completely nailed it. My next chocolatey treat is by the brand Go Max Go, which I was already familiar with. They do vegan versions of popular chocolate bars or candy bars, but I had never tried this one, which is called Major Crisp English Toffee in a chocolatey coating. This is the closest thing that I have found to a vegan dime bar. Like, dime bars, probably oh gosh, I do love Kinder Buenos as well. Dime bars might be maybe my number one chocolate bar that I miss the most. It is so good, not quite as thin as a dime bar, but so similar in texture and taste. You know, I might give it maybe like a 7 or 8 out of 10 in terms of the likeness to dime bars. And what I like to do, which I'm sure a lot of people like to do with their dime bars or their major bars, is dunk them in a hot drink till the chocolate softens, and then you eat the chocolate off it, and then just the toffee in the center is left, and then you eat that. That's really good. And while we're talking about chocolate bars, of course, I have to talk about the vegan Kit Kat, you guys. Oh my gosh, absolutely outstanding. I have had my non-vegan friends, family try this, and they say that it's closest to a dark chocolate Kit Kat. For my Australian viewers, I don't know if this is available anymore in stores. I don't think they've imported any more product from the UK yet, so keep your eyes peeled if you missed out. But if you're in the UK, you should be able to still easily get this. As for the United States and other countries, just check online, maybe you can order it. My next foodie favorite is a protein bar. These are the Greenback plant protein bars. I have the hazelnut here. I also love the peanut chocolate. They do a choc mint and also a salted caramel, but my number one favorite is probably the hazelnut and then the peanut butter. This one is nice and crunchy and chewy with crispy bits, coated in dark chocolate. A really delicious treat. I have tried pretty much all the plant-based protein bars like you can get here in Australia at the major supermarkets. Seriously, like, I will insert a photo here. I tried all of these ones recently, and these are still the best. Now moving on to homewares, which is a category I forgot to film myself talking about. So we shall do it as a voiceover. First, I have my bear bowl. It is just so cute. First, I got it in white, and then I had to get one in pink, and I know it comes in blue and also yellow. It's a nice small bowl, really good for cereal, desserts, a little fruit salad, if you will, just really anything. And then I have my wooden spoons. I have two different sizes. These are kind of, you know, Korean, Japanese inspired. I really like the look of them, the feel of them when you're eating, the sound of wooden spoons when you're eating. Something about it is just really satisfying, but I also love the really long handles. It's hard to pinpoint why I enjoy eating with these wooden spoons so much, but it's a really pleasant experience. If you guys enjoy these old school kinds of videos, please give this video a thumbs up to let me know, or feel free to leave your video requests in the comments so I can add them to my video requests spreadsheet that I have going. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.